Hello, hello, hello. It's me, ArtWorkOfDR, DJ Katie Ruby. You know, your girl. So this video has been long in making kind of thing. I've been trying to get this review done for these markers for months, okay? Got these last year in 2017 off of Amazon. And they are a cheap alcohol based marker. They are like kind of like Copic and some of the other markers that you can get for really cheap, like Touch 5 and other markers like that, which I have a bunch of different other markers. And I found these off Amazon. They are really cheap. I think these ones were $16.99 or something like that. I'll re-look it up, how much I bought them for, and I will put that information down below or on the screen somewhere when I edit this all together. I use these in a speed paint, basically, and I will show you that speed paint later. Basically, I use them to paint this picture, or draw this, color this picture. I don't know why I keep saying the wrong words. This is my CPU Kitty Heart. She is a mixture of some other CPUs. So I used the Shuttle art markers to color this in. And then there are some colored pencils used here too, but mostly just these markers. I used this paper right here is Copic paper. So this is what this paper is, and these markers work perfect on them. So if you have Copic paper, you can definitely use these markers on this paper. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, a finished product with these markers. I did test these markers out. I love these markers. They are definitely a good alternative if you're looking for something to use to replace some of your Copics. Say you don't have enough money to get a whole bunch of Copics all at once. I know I don't always have that kind of money to get a whole bunch of Copics. I started out with just a handful, some skin tones and some other colors like that. And I slowly have been getting more and more. I think I have about maybe 20 right now. So these are Shuttle art markers. You get a package of 50 of them. They come in this nice little carrying case. The case has a little strap handle here. It's pretty sturdy. I have gotten a lot of different markers inside cases like this, so I like that it has plain and simple the name right here, Shuttle art. It tells you that there should be 50 markers in here. You just unzip. The inside is more of a plastically vinyl kind of feel here. These are all the markers you get. You get quite a good amount of skin tones. Like, here are some of the skin tones that you can get here. And then, I mean, you can even use the terracotta as a skin tone. So there's at least 6 colors right here that you can use for skin tone, right? Just right there. It has plenty of grays, blues, browns, pinks, greens, yellows, or there's even a few oranges in here. I like that it has a very broad spectrum of different colors. There isn't a lot of purples, which is fine, but I would like a lighter purple per se. But I mean, the lavender does have a nice low tint to it. Plus, you can always use your colorless blender from your Copics or whatever brand you're using to lighten some of the colors too. So let me take out one of the markers here, and I'm just going to show you the marker itself. So this is the marker. It is a triangle based marker. It has little round knobs. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting is pretty bright. Let me see if I can turn one of these lights off a little bit. There we go. Maybe that'll make it a little easier since we do have natural light coming in from the window today. So on the marker itself, it will show you that it has a fine tip and a broad tip. It also says marker, and it also says alcohol ink. And right here is the little logo. So the actual Shuttle art is very small on these markers. Each marker has a number, and a name on the tip of the marker. See that? Make this a little bigger for you, maybe. There we go. We'll just make me a little bigger, you know. So each one looks like this. Has a number and a name. This one is 53 turquoise green. So each one of these markers is going to have a number and a color going with the marker itself. So I like the shape of the barrel. I like the triangle because it's perfect for holding in your fingers. You know, you can just kind of do your own thing. They come off easily. Not too easy, not too hard on both sides. So besides having the fine tip and broad tip printed on the barrel of the marker, so you see how it does have that. It also has this gray line for this tip, for the broad tip, or fine tip, sorry. It has, so you can also see that it's the only side that has that gray tip. This side does not have that little gray line. So if you have the marker flipped upside down and you can't see the broad tip or fine tip logo, if you see that gray line, then you know that it means that that's the fine tip. Like I said, I really like how the marker feels in my hand. I'm going to get a piece of paper out and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the ink. So get the paper out. This paper is marker paper. It is by Canson. I've had this paper a very long time. I like this paper. It is an acid-free paper. This is just a semi-transparent, bright white marker paper. And you can get this. It's like a starter marker paper. I've been getting it for years now. So you just want, but you go ahead and use the broad tip here. Now I need to make this a little smaller now, so I'm going to show you some stuff on the paper here. So you're just going to put some color down. The colors are pretty true to the actual tip. Some of the color tips right here on the marker casing are a little darker than what they show up when you use the marker itself. It's still very true to the color, it just might be a little darker. That's the only thing I've really noticed. What I like to do though when I do a when I do write down the colors and things like that, I put down the color. You can make a whole chart if you want. I'm trying to find a black pen really quick here. Oh. There's one. Alright, normally what I would do is I would do a grid with boxes and things like that. And I would write down all the numbers and things like that. I thought I had that paper already done, but I don't. I'm not going to sit here and show you the process of doing that today, but if you guys do want me to show you how I make a color chart for markers, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely go ahead and show you that. Today I'm just going to show you what you could do a little bit. So you're gonna, you could do your whole little sheet of paper here, and you would write down the numbers, and you can also write down the name with it if you want, or you could just write down the name. I like to do both depending on how much space I have. I do probably need to make another one. So yeah, you're gonna go ahead, go through all the markers, check them out. When you get markers, definitely swatch them all out. Let's see what they all look like. Get them down on a piece of paper, an extra piece of paper that you can put in your dress drawer, in a folder or something. So that way when you're using the markers on a piece, you can go back later or during the piece and go, okay, I need this color for this. Or I need a similar color for this. So this was the 53. I'm going to show you guys 55, which is emerald green. I'm going to go ahead and put that down right next to this color, okay? So there is emerald green. The more you build up, like I'm going to show you. I'm just going to go ahead and build up the color here. It will get darker and darker, but you also see how those darker areas, that's the ink pulling up on top of the paper. You're not letting the marker sit before doing your layers. If you start seeing that, slow down, do less ink. These markers are pretty juicy. A few of them have kind of gotten a little messy at times. I don't know if I still have any that are messy right now because I cleaned them off. You can accidentally write on the cap. I've accidentally written on the cap with these before. But yeah, so that's 53 and 55. I'm going to go ahead really quick and I'm going to pause and I'm going to swatch all the colors for you just so you guys can see all the colors. But I'm going to go ahead and pause, and when you come back, they will all be done. Okay, so here's all the colors. You've got a nice arrangement of greens. I don't have them in order of numbers or anything, but you do get the, see them. I'm going to move the camera a little closer here. Sorry, hit my desk. Move the little head thing out of the way here. So, like I said, this is marker paper. It is meant for this kind of paper, or kind of supplies. They do start to bleed if you do add more and more ink. So, even with marker paper, if you add a lot of ink, alcohol ink, it will start to go through the paper. Eventually, it will. But it won't eat the paper like the water-based markers do. So, these markers definitely work well for making art pieces, finished pieces. Okay, guys, I forgot to show you blending. My bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my paper here. Let's see what kind of blending we can do here. We're gonna use 55, 53, and I think 68 works. So I'm gonna go ahead. So here's 55. It's the dark color. Which is emerald green. 53 is turquoise green. And 68 is turquoise blue. I guess it's not necessarily green. It looks green. Just give me a second, okay? See, here you go. And there you go, blendability. And then I just blended them all together, kind of. If you do happen to get a darker color on a lighter color, just go until it gets light again. But yeah, you can definitely blend them together pretty well, I feel anyway. So yes, they definitely do blend. You can do it with other colors as well. Let me see. I'll do 6, 17, and 84, which are pink colors. Trying to remember which one is the mid-tone. So this one, as it comes out, looks really, really bright. This is number 17. It will fade down a little bit. And so will 6. They will both come down in color a little bit. And then we'll put the other color down here. I mean, if you get the right colors together, you can get them to blend pretty well. Like I said before, these markers are really juicy and very vibrant marker colors as well. So, blendability, very good. Not exactly as good as Copic, but I mean, you could obviously blend the colors together pretty well. I mean, they do blend nicely together. Here's the greens. Like I said, I give these markers a 9 out of 10. They blend well. The colors match pretty decently to the caps. They might be a few shades lighter than in an actual on paper than they actually are on the cap lid. But if you layer them up, you can get to that dark color if you want that dark color. And yeah, like I was saying, you can do finished pieces with these. So let's get back to that conversation. So here is the piece that I showed you guys earlier. And it was done with these markers and with my Copic colorless blender marker. I did use on the purple hair a little bit. I also used black micron pen for outlining. I used colored pencils, and I used a white jelly roll for this piece. I will show you speed coloring of this process with these markers, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, all in all, I like these cheap markers. They are definitely good. They are definitely a good price. Hold on just one more minute. Okay, so back in September of 2017, when I purchased these markers, I paid $18.99 on Amazon. Now they're showing for the 50 pack is $26.99 for 50 markers, which I would still pay that for these markers. I would. I know I got a cheaper deal back in September, but if I was done with these, like say I used them a whole bunch and half of them were dead or something, and I wanted to repurchase them, I would definitely repurchase these markers due to the fact that they do exactly what you want them to do. They work well on color pages. Let me see if I can get one that I did. Here we go. So this is a color sheet on color paper, Corolla color thing, and this is done with these markers. They work well. They did bleed through the paper a little bit, but like I told you guys before, the more ink you use, the more layers you build, it will go through the paper. That's not a problem with, like, if you're an artist, you know. You're already going to know in advance what's going to happen. They also do come in a size of 88 markers. If you want them in 88 markers, you can get them from Amazon for $34.75 as of today, January 30th, 2018. Prices do vary off and on. They do fluctuate, as you can tell, since I did purchase mine back in September of 2017, and they were $18.99. I got a good deal. I'm an Amazon member. And right now, as an Amazon member, if I wanted to buy them again, I'd get them for $26.99. So, the barrel of these markers are great. They come in good condition. They have other products that I'm looking into trying to get a hold of. Let me see if I can. So they have gel pens, they have fine liners, they have colored pencils, they have ones that are called Watercolor Effect Real Brush Pen. I do have some real brush pens from another brand. I'm not going to mention the name of them, but they look similar to that. They also have brush pens, like the brush pens. They're water and they're brushes, and you fill them up with water, and you use them as paint. You can get, so they have that. They have gel pens. They have glitter colors for those. They have a 96 hole pencil, brush holder, desktop organizer. Like I said, colored pencils, gel colors. They have fine point tip micro liners. Too, they have brush pens, dual tipped brush pens, colored pencils, and then the two sets of markers, the 50 and the 88. I am looking into getting possibly more of their supplies, and if I do, I will definitely give you guys a review on the rest of their products as well. As of right now, I'm giving these markers a 9. They're not as great as quality as Copics, but they are really, really close. I would definitely buy these again over the other brands that I have tried. I have tried, let's see, we have Touch 5. I've tried Touch 5 markers. I've tried Prismacolor alcohol markers. We have Copic markers, obviously. What other ones do we have? Then we have Fine Color. And what other brand do we got? For alcohol base. I'm only going with the alcohol based ones. And then I also have Studio Series Artist markers, which were like one of the first sets I got. Alright, so out of all the markers I've tried, the cheaper versions, I'm going to go ahead and say that these are my favorite. They have a great arrangement of colors to use. They're easy to hold. They're easy to use. In the 88 set, I did notice they have more yellows and more orange colors and more purples and things. But this is what you get in the 50. You get all these wonderful colors to use. I am going, now that I have finished doing this video for you guys, I am going to be replacing my markers that I have in my little marker setup over here. I'm going to be getting rid of some of the ones that are dying in the Shuttle 5s. Things like, not Shuttle 5s. I put two brands together. Touch 5 ones because they're pretty much dying. Also, these markers so far, I have not noticed them bleed onto other papers if you keep them in a book together after you draw. Some markers, when you leave the pages together, they will continuously fade off onto the other paper around it. I have experienced that with the Touch 5 markers. Not happy with that because I have finished pieces together, and sometimes if you use them, they tend to bleed onto the other papers even when they're dry. This is the fact that they're smushed together. So, I would suggest if you do use markers and a notebook or something like that and you keep them in the notebook, put some kind of papers in between so that they get the marker bleed through or die off or whatever you want to call it. So that way you're protecting your drawings from getting other marker fade color, whatever it is, on them. I've noticed this a few times now in different things that I've done. Not with these in particular, but that's just an FYI for you guys in case you guys do keep markered pieces together. It could happen with these. I haven't had them that long. I don't have a lot of pieces that are smushed together in a book yet, but I will be using these more and more now that I am done reviewing them for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this all together, and you guys will see this shortly. And yeah, like, I really, really enjoyed these. They get a 9. The price was very great for me. At the time, I paid $18.99. You can now get these for $26.99. If you want a bigger set, they come in an 88 size, and you can get those for $34.75 off of Amazon. I'm going to leave the links down below for y'all. And don't forget to check out some of my other reviews and my other content on my channel. If you have not already subscribed to me, please do so now. Hit that button, hit that button, hit that button. And if you hit that button, don't forget to hit that bell button too, because that bell button will send you a notification every time I do a new video. Yes, my videos arrange in different kinds of concepts. You don't have to watch every video. If it's something that you're not into, that is okay with me. If you like what you see and you want to see more of me, definitely hit that subscriber button, guys. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and checking out these supplies. I hope to be doing more supplies reviews with you guys shortly. The more and more I collect items, the more and more I will try to do for you guys. I do have another set of markers to review, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to review them because they are a water-based marker, so I cannot hold them to a different standard. So if you guys want to see that and you want me to go ahead and go through with getting that edited and everything, let me know and I will get that out to you guys shortly. It could be for your children's art, or it could just be for you. It just depends on what you like. I like alcohol-based markers. They work better than the water-based markers for me. And yeah, so Shuttle art markers, guys. Get them if you can, if you want them, if you want a cheap alternative. I suggest that you pick these up off of Amazon because that's where I got them, and that's an awesome thing to do. They do have good prices throughout time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. I shop there all the time. So, yes, I am a crazy person here, but like I said, I really do like these markers. I hope you guys like them as well. If you guys do pick them up, let me know below and show me what you've been doing with them. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up right now, and now you guys can go ahead and see the speed paint of this, because I'm going to be posting that soon too. Bye.